Beautiful.
All right.
It's beautiful.
Is Dingle here?
Here.
Okay. Sorry, I'm making jokes, but your name is Loveberry, right?
Yeah, my real name is Angel, though. I don't mind sharing it. So
It's Angel.
yes, sir.
And Angel, do you prefer Loveberry or Angel?
You can use Angel. I like my name.
Angel. So are you trans?
No, so I met this guy and
Oh, you have a micropenis story. That's a huge difference.
That's a big difference.
There was a word there that I missed, but I'm interested in a micropenis story actually as well.
yeah, so I was on Hinge one day and I saw this guy that I thought was cute. He dressed nice, he seemed funny. So I liked him. We talked for like a month, you know, talking on the phone, doing all that stuff, watching videos together, watching movies together. And then one day he came over to my house. And so we're at my house, we're watching some videos on my bed. I'm thinking he's cute, so I like go in for a kiss. We're like kissing for a little bit, and then it like gets a little hot and heavy. And then so I ask if it's okay if I touch him, and he says yes. And so whenever I pull down his pants, it is a micro penis. And I didn't have a reaction right there. I just kind of like jerked him off basically. And then like while that was happening, he called me bro twice and then he called me dude.
Term of endearment.
Bro.
That's my man. I call you a bro all the time, but not while she's jerking me off. What was the context of him calling you bro while you were jerking him off?
He was moaning and then he said, "Oh, bro."
No
bro.
way.
Yes, way.
You good, bro?
Yes, way.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
way.
So did that like really? Okay, well hold on.
Better than if you said bruh.
Bruh.
Right.
Yeah, if it's like, oh, bruh.
Bruh. I'm having a bruh moment here.
Bruh.
You know what? Coming is, look, to be fair to him, coming is a total bruh moment.
Yeah.
Undeniably so.
Very true.
Okay, so he didn't warn you ahead of time because I feel like if you're a guy with a micro penis, and this is a really tough situation to be in, I've expressed my deepest condolences to these guys out there. I think the best course of action is to give a heads up.
You think so?
I think so because you don't want the shock factor. The shock factor is going to be a tough.
How micro of
Yes.
a penis are we talking?
Because you're saying you're able to jerk him off, so I'm wondering,
Right.
like, are we using 2 fingers or are we going with the whole hand?
Or we have like some tweezers.
Jacket
So
off.
I don't know how graphic I can get,
Go ahead.
but basically he was kind of a chunky guy and his I'm also a chunky girl, so nothing wrong with that. But I was like when I pulled his pants down, it was already hard and it was basically like maybe an inch or two, so I don't really know if that qualifies as micro penis.
I would say it does, yeah.
When I was jerking him off, like he had a little bit of a fupa, and so when I was jerking,
Okay.
like I felt more of his penis maybe under the fupa ? I really don't know.
So
So-
when you're a larger guy, the penis actually, it can get, well, I don't know that it gets smaller, but the fat starts to consume the base of it.
So I'm kind of curious. Okay, so for your calling in, are you attempting to make sense of this? Are you like what? I mean, what did you make of the situation? Like, have you talked to him again?
Yeah,
We're
so
married now.
basically after that, so like I jerked him off for a little bit, and after like the second bro, I was pretty much like, my hand's getting tired. I'm not gonna do this anymore.
Okay.
Good,
And
bro.
then, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." And then I don't know, like I'm the type of person who's like really open and honest, so I don't know why I did this, but I was like, my uncle's coming home. You have to go. And he's like from like a city over, so maybe it was like an hour drive, 2-hour drive. So like
Okay.
when he left, I was just like, "Oh, what the fuck is wrong with me?" And so like we talked for like 3 days after that, and then I like ghosted, and I feel so like really, really bad. And I've been like thinking about it like every single day since it's happened. I just feel like super guilty because like I feel like it's a really superficial reason.
Yeah. This is
One,
Well, was it the
Stop.
bro or the micro penis or a combination?
it was a combination, but also he had like he was really religious. He had just like come out of like Jehovah's Witness, so like he had been a year like being out of that. And like when he had foreskin, I didn't mention this part because we got a little far, but when his foreskin like wouldn't come down.
Tight foreskin. I've heard
Was
of
it
that.
like crusted with cum and like kind of stuck?
I don't know. I like it looked
That's
like it looked like you would like put your head into a turtleneck and like
tight foreskin.
yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people I've talked to and met who have super tight foreskin, and people always go, "There's a big guy."
I would be surprised at that.
I hear it all the time now. I see, and I'm saying people always coming out against circumcision has become like a big talking point.
Really?
To consider circumcision genital mutilation. But I will say, and listen, that might be true. However, getting circumcised as a man with tight foreskin, like when a baby gets circumcised, when my sons got circumcised, it literally takes 5 minutes and they heal in like 2 days. But I'll tell you, I know people who got circumcised as adults for tight foreskin, and that shit will change your life for the worse, bro.
Why do you?
Not the same.
You're circumcised, aren't you?
You are not the same man. Yes, I am.
How do you feel like that's negatively impacted your life?
Not at all.
I am Jewish.
No, I'm happily circumcised. That's why I find it funny when people are trying to tell me that my genitals are mutilated. I don't feel that my genitals are mutilated.
Isn't that literally mutilating a genital?
Yeah, but I think the term genital mutilation, which I think first came to arise when you're talking about like women in the Islamic world who are the very who get their clitoris or the vagina circumcised, which is essentially them trying to stop them from having pleasure from sex. So when you compare it to something like that, I'm going to disagree. What did I say wrong?
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's just for safety for myself. Ignore me.
I feel like doesn't being circumcised like make your penis more sensitive?
You must be circumcised.
Oh yeah.
Well, so apparently no. Apparently the foreskin has a great number of nerves in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said that you know a lot of you know what? I think it's a beautiful thing that you have so many close connections in your life.
I swear to God I do.
That they'll be willing to tell you about the circumstances of their foreskin.
But there are a lot of men actually, and I will say this, who are like, I regret or I resent that my parents made that decision for me, and I wish that I had my foreskin. So to them, I think your grievance is valid.
I remember a time when I saw like a guy's. I was watching like a porn thing, and I saw a guy's foreskin completely envelop his penis, and I didn't know at the time that all penises don't look like that.
I had that.
That's a young Jewish boy.
I had that
rite of passage. Just realizing not everyone's penis looks like that.
The first time I saw uncircumcised penis, it must have been in porn or something too. I was like, that dude
What's wrong with this guy?
Is mutilated.
Yeah,
like he has some weird
if you're like it looks like a worm or something. I was like that in my head was mutilation. Hey, are you still there?
Yes, I am. I'm
here. So back to Loveberry.
So I'm going to say that I understand why you did what you did, because you want to be honest, but like it's hard. Like at what point? Like you don't want to be like, hey, I don't want to talk anymore because you have a small penis, because you don't want to hurt his feelings, but also you don't want to talk to him anymore, and you don't have to. So I mean, what part of this are you feeling the most guilty about?
Just like, I know that if like someone did this to me, I would like, I don't being ghosted. I don't ghost people. That's not something I do.
Okay.
And I like, obviously, like it isn't like a problem. Like it's not his fault that happened. It's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just like putting too much on him. Like, and I'm not doing enough. Like maybe I should have said something. Maybe I should have just been like, hey, I don't think it's gonna work out.
How long ago was this?
Like, so that was in November, but he texted me most recently on New Year's. So he's like texted me a few times since that, and I just
I get what she's feeling bad about. Sure. Like you're confronted with the. Okay, yeah, I get it, but it's hard. That's why I feel like he should have warned you ahead of time. And it's just horrible. Having a micropenis is generally is so. I feel so sorry because it's not a good conversation. It's like having. I mean, it's almost like having. I was gonna say like it's like having full blown AIDS, bro. Because you got to say something. You got to be like,
okay, I guess I'm following.
Yeah, you got to be like, baby. I listen. Before we get freaky, I got to tell you, I have full blown super AIDS.
Well, he may. You know what? It's also a possibility. He might not know that he has a micropenis.
He knows.
He might not know.
This man's been watching porn since he was 8 years old, like the rest of us. He has spent a lifetime of fucking having giant hogs in his face.
Well, she said he was Jehovah's Witness, so if he was devout,
he might not know he has a micropenis.
Yeah, he might not be
hold on.
aware.
Let's. I want to keep probing, much like you probing for his tiny penis. Now, you're so fast with it, Zach.
It is very impressive.
Now, Loveberry. First, I want the details. Were you able to hold the whole thing in your hand, or were you jerking with 2 fingers? Genuinely curious.
So I'm like 4'10". I have pretty small hands, so it fit in my hand.
Okay. And did it pop out the top of your hand, or was it contained in your fist?
It was contained.
Wow.
Was it just jerking off, or was there any?
She said that.
Was there any like oral sex, or it just kind of ended like that?
So we kissed for a while, and then that happened. But I was on my period, so I told him that we wouldn't do anything to me, so we wouldn't have had sex or anything either way.
I gotta say, there is like blowing a guy with a micropenis. There is something like r/oddly satisfying about you can put the whole thing in.
Yeah.
Fisting.
Yeah. There'd certainly be no problem by the sound of that.
I understand that why you feel. I think for this particular instance, I think the window is past. You like if he texted you a month ago, you don't want. No, I mean you don't want to text him back and be like, "Hey, sorry," because
no. I actually going to disagree with you.
Go for it.
Men are fucking. We are at general pathetic. We don't care. You know what I mean? Like I'll take you know what I mean? Oh, I'm married, but like I'm sure he'd take her back. And here's what I'm thinking. My question for you is this, Loveberry. Do you have feelings for this guy? Are you still interested in him?
I remember, like, honestly, I have a pretty bad memory, and I talk to a lot of people, and I go on a lot of dates. So I remember him being really funny. I remember him dressing really nice, but I wouldn't say I have feelings for him. It's more just like in the back of my mind where I'm like thinking about it all the time. Like just the way I reacted, it's like not me.
Well, then
I retract myself. I think it wouldn't be a horrible thing to be like, hey, had fun. Let's be friends. If you actually want to be friends with,
or not even to be friends, but like maybe just if you feel so bad, just say, hey, I wanted. It's awkward, right? But just say, what would you say if you could say something to him? I'd like to know.
That's a good question.
Me?
Yeah.
Like I would say, hey, I'm really sorry for the way I reacted whenever we hung out. I really I think it was really terrible of me to ghost. Like that's not the person I want to be, and I want to change like what I did.
And then he says to you, I don't why did you leave? He says, why did you make me leave? He doesn't.
Why did you unmatch me?
He says, I don't understand why you did that. What do you say?
That's so fast.
I would say I know this is probably not the best thing to hear and wouldn't sound the best coming from me, but I just don't think we would work sexually.
It's me.
Yeah, maybe it's better you don't reach out to him. You're just gonna have to swallow your guilt on that one, girl.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
It's hard to kind of like gauge just how honest because I guess you have to wonder, like, when you're saying, hey, you have I mean, you don't have to say, right, the way you phrased it, we don't work out sexually, like, who are you serving by sending that text?
It's bad idea. Yeah. Well,
what is an ideal length?
In my opinion, my personal opinion, at least 5 to 6 inches.
Well, that's not greedy.
It's not greedy at all. It's good to know that. That's why we go on dates. We're slowly building up our ideas of what's important to us. And
Well,
what's,
well, most men are, at least in America, well within 5, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, you'll find
Yeah.
something.
But it's well, what I was thinking is it's possible that this man, he has this micro penis and he knows this is an issue. You are on your period, so that kind of resolves my second part, but he could be just like a demon when he fucking goes down on you in a good way.
That could be true, but also he told me that was his first time doing anything with anyone ever.
Okay, so he's got a rough life ahead of him. I'm not gonna lie. This man has a lot to learn, and he's gonna have to cross a lot of bridges. This man has a path to walk.
Yes. And I hope he walks it.
He's got no choice.
Yeah.
Well, here's the so I wouldn't feel too guilty because here's the alternative of like not cutting things off is now 2 people are in a thing where
you'd have to explain that to him.
You have to explain it to him.
Cut them off.
He's gonna have to. He's gonna
that also
get it eventually. You know what I mean? But I feel so bad for this poor guy. But honestly, I wouldn't be too hard on yourself because, like, listen, this is gonna happen to him, and it's gonna keep happening to him. So this dude, whoever he is, he's gonna have to learn how to approach sexual encounters in a way that is comfortable for him and his partner. It shocked you, right? You didn't expect that. So I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. You know what I mean? And anyway, you jerked him off, so he's probably stoked.
That's true.
Very true.
He called you bro twice, dude.
So I know he loved it. So yeah, I'll just take that as I can.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
I love Olivia and Sam and Lena. Love women. We love women. All women.
We love women here on the show, folks, don't we?
We love women, folks.
Love them very much.
Yeah, that was a good story, though. I appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you for having me.
And don't feel too bad. Don't feel too bad.
I don't
on
think
yourself.
you should feel bad.
Yeah, you're okay. You're okay.
It's a tough situation.
You know what I mean? It's fine. You panicked. You were shocked by it. I get it.
Yes. Thank you for getting it.
It's his fault for having a tiny fucking penis.
All right. Thank you so much, Angel.
Bye.
Not your fault. It's not your fault.
I always say this and people think I'm being silly. Having a micro penis is gotta be one of the worst fucking conditions.
You said it was like AIDS.
Super AIDS. It's terminal, uncurable super AIDS, bro.
Yeah. Would you rather have AIDS or a micropenis?
I'd rather have a micro penis. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be dying, but
yeah, that's not fair.
Like in terms of like non-terminal diseases, this has got to be one of the toughest to work through as a guy.
Would you rather have a micropenis or really, really small hands?
Well, I didn't make that choice, but I already have. But that's my life. I have tiny hands.
Yeah, did you notice that, Lyle? Were you purposely pointing that out?
Well, your hand, we've kind of.
Why did you say that, bro?
Why did I say that?
Yeah.
I think Ethan. I think your hands are of. Wait, can we?
I generally don't do this, but I'll do it for you.
They're the same. They're practically the same as mine.
I don't like to talk about my hands.
Keep your hands off my fucking car.
This is out in the open. It's not a surprise to anyone. Like, we all know.
No, I wear gloves on my
very
dates
clear
usually
how
before
small your hands are to all of us.
Yeah, I wear gloves. It's oversized gloves.
I'm really thinking about this micro penis thing and what this guy is gonna. I think it's. I think that it'll be because it's gonna keep happening. And he's gonna wonder
He's gonna figure it out.
He's gonna wonder why, and it would be nice to have somebody tell him why. But also, I don't know.
He's gonna figure it out.
He's gonna figure it out.
It's not her problem. You know what I mean?
There's more to life than, having a micro penis.
I think
Not
Angel.
much.
I mean, I get why she's felt guilty, but she may have been shocked, but she still did the act. You know,
Right?
What I mean?
She
Like,
still touched his penis.
yeah.
Which is pretty good.
From his perspective, he was probably stoked.
Bro, he was bro.
Yeah. Right.
I'll say this: if the devil came down and was like, "You must open this box, and inside is a life where you have a small penis, and then or it could be a life where you have AIDS. If I opened the box and it was the small penis life, I'd be stoked. I'd be like, hell yeah.
Well, you can outlive with AIDS pretty much for indefinitely.
It's cool to have any kind of a life, even one with a
saying.
small penis.
No, I would take a micropenis over a terminal illness for sure. You know, I want to live, damn it. But
I love you too, Jeremy.
I genuinely
Albus.
think there's probably some dudes who would choose to die.
Probably.
I genuinely think that, and I'm not kidding. Bro jobs, Hazel says. She's giving out bro jobs. They're so good.
Bro.
Let's keep it on. So thank you, Loveberry. That was a nice call.
Thank you very much.